Here we go.
Paper Mario the Origami King seems to be a hit or miss depending on most Paper Mario fans, but I think a majority of them agree that the game looks pretty good and can be a positive experience. But one thing that every Paper Mario fan is kind of worried about is one question: does the game have partners? This is something that originates all the way back from the original Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, where Mario had partners alongside him, which were themed enemies that helped him not only in the overworld but also in battle, and also had special attacks similar to Mario's. So I'm just going to go out and say right now that I do feel like partners in this game. I'm almost 95% sure because of the evidence that I'll talk to you guys about in this video. There's just always people alongside Mario, and it just seems like there's partners in the game. And like I said, there's so many examples and so much evidence that it's just uncanny at this point. But it does feel like Nintendo is hiding a lot of the aspects of these characters and the battle system. So it's hard to say exactly right now what's going on until we get future content updates and videos about the game before it releases. But we'll get to that in a second. So there always seems to be characters alongside Mario, and in fact, we see an adventurer Toad during the battle with Mario when he's attacking Boo's. But this was actually taken down on the Japanese website, so clearly, once again, Nintendo's hiding something. But we always see somebody with Mario, whether it's somebody from Bowser's Army or Toad's. We see somebody joining the fight as well as the adventurer Toad, like I said, jumped in the battle with Mario. So far, the enemies that we have seen alongside Mario seem to be a Koopa Troopa, a Toad, which is kind of like an adventurer Toad, a Bomb, Kamek, and Bowser Jr. And they all seem to have a big role within the gameplay as they're all following with Mario, except for Bowser Jr. We have not seen Bowser Jr. actually following Mario yet, just in a hot tub beside him, but some pictures also showed us Kamek following behind Mario in the jungle, and the official website has tons of more enemies such as Spikes, Hammer Bros, Goombas, but we're not sure right now if those are going to be playable characters or just part of Bowser's army that they're showing off against the Origami King's army. So we also have one more enemy that we want to talk about, which is Bowser. He seems to be folded up and creased, like he can't do anything, and he's just following around Mario. So I'm wondering if there's something more to him later on, and I have some theories that I'll share with you in a bit with Bowser. So at first I thought characters might be tied to specific worlds, which meant that once you found them in one world, that's the only time they're playable. So for instance, you can only play with the Bomb in Grassland, and Hammer Bro in the ice area, and Shy Guy in the desert, and so on. And this seemed to be the theory for a while, except for the Bomb, because the adventurer Toad was always in the desert, and it seemed like the Koopa Troopa was always in the grassland, and Kamek and Bowser Jr. was always in that jungle, and they never really crossed over worlds. But the Bomb was the exception because he was in almost every single scene, and he might be one of the first enemies you find, and that pretty much just defeats that theory, which makes me think of my second option. So this got me thinking it might be a save and rescue thing where you have to rescue these enemies from the clutches of the Origami King, and then they befriend you and then they can join your team. So this is similar to the rest of the Paper Mario games, but more along the lines of the Bowser's Minions games and the Bowser Jr.'s Journey games, where you defeat enemies and they would eventually join your squad and you can put them in your team and put them on the battlefield. So maybe it's something along the lines of that, and they're kind of taking inspiration from those Mario and Luigi titles. Now I could already hear some complaints, which are very valid complaints, that lots of these characters are just henchmen from Bowser. You know, they're not really dynamic, unique characters. This time we have Bomb and not Admiral Bombery. And this time we have Koopa Troopa and not Koops or Cooper. And this could definitely be a problem as they're not original. You know, there's nothing really special about them, and they're going to be easily forgettable. And I don't know if that's the point Nintendo was trying to make. You know, they just want basic enemies in this game, and they're slowly taking a step into the right direction. But either way, this is a step into the right direction because we have partners. I think it's all but confirmed at this point that partners will be in this game. And the direction that they're taking them might not be what we want to see right now. But look, if they can fight and have overworld properties, I think we will be okay with these enemies. And I think just Bowser's army would be enough to satisfy our hunger for partners, which we haven't had in so long. Now let's look at these Bowser enemies as a positive. Maybe since they're just basic Bowser henchmen and not completely well-designed individual characters, I know this sounds terrible, but maybe we'll just get more partners. Maybe we'll just get a handful of Bowser enemies, maybe like 10 to 15 Bowser enemies that we can play around with and make battles even more dynamic and make us really think who we want to bring into this battle, the Bomb or Spike or Koopa Troopa, because it could really depend and really, hammer down on that specific character, which would be a lot of fun and very tactical along with the ring-based movement. But yeah, we could have tons of Bowser enemies compared to normally like 5 or 6 main partners. We can exceed as high as to 10 or 15 partners. Now going back to Bowser, I don't know if he's just going to be this crumbled up piece of paper the whole game. I really don't know their story with him right now, but he just seems to always be folded up when he's running aside Mario. But he is running beside Mario, which makes me wonder, will he eventually become a partner? And I have no doubt in my mind that he will. If they don't, this is such a missed opportunity, because we haven't played with Bowser since Super Paper Mario. Yes, you could play little missions with him in the Thousand Year Door, but it wasn't quite the same and as dynamic as you could in Super Paper Mario, where you literally took control over Bowser. And maybe this could be the same situation. He could be a vital partner, and maybe they save him for the very end until he completely unfolds. My theory is maybe chapter by chapter he increases one bit at a time until eventually he's back to normal, and then you can finally use him with the final boss, and it could be something really cool. Maybe a Super Mario and Bowser team up against the Origami King, because you can bet the Origami King is going to stretch and create some type of giant origami version of himself that's a lot bigger than he is now, because he's a small little guy. So what's interesting is Bowser is missing from a lot of the scenes shown. There's a hot tub scene with Kamek and Bowser Jr., and Bowser's not there. Why would he not be there with his son and his first in command, which is very interesting. Maybe he's getting taken by things from each world. Maybe that bird is coming down and swiping him just like in Odyssey in 64. Who knows? But maybe you have to follow after Bowser as well as get to the Origami King in his castle and save Peach. So it could be kind of a double save situation. Sidekicks seem to be in the game, but it definitely seems as if Nintendo is hiding everything they can about the sidekicks from us. After all, Sticker Star you found and placed stickers everywhere, Color Splash you filled and painted holes and collected cards, so there has to be something vital they are saving with the other characters in the battle system within this game. Yes, we have the thousand-fold arms, but that's more of the same of the paperization from Sticker Star and the cutouts from Color Splash, so this is kind of a small gameplay gimmick that won't change most of the gameplay, but partners will be able to not only affect the overworld but also in battle. So maybe even in the overworld, once again, the Bomb can blow up holes in the wall, or you can use Bowser Jr.'s clown card to get over gaps or giant creases within the overworld. But this is not the first time Nintendo has done anything like this to us. Let's take Mario Odyssey for instance, where we didn't know the whole ability to capture enemies. The whole capture mechanic was saved for months later during E3, where they showcased the ability to turn into famous Mario enemies. And this is a big deal because this was the majority of the gameplay. Literally, think about Mario Odyssey today without the capture mechanic. It just wouldn't be the same. It'd be great, but nowhere near the same. It was the main primary gimmick and the only way to complete lots of the levels. So maybe there's still some gigantic things they have not shown. Like I said, they showed a small trailer with some super small gameplay, so it's nearly impossible to make expectations and predictions as to what these partners are and who they are and if they're even there. So hopefully it's not too long until we can get some gameplay trailers showing us what these partners can do and exactly their whole gameplay. Hopefully we just get a giant trailer just showing off all the partners and all the things that they can do. That would be awesome. That would not only generate hype, but it would just cause everybody to be so much more satisfied with this game than they are now, because some people are still a little bit worried that it's going to fall on the Color Splash / Sticker Star side. And I think Nintendo knows that. I think Nintendo knows how big these partners are for people, so they're saving them for later, just giving us a little taste now, but eventually they're going to just completely just bombard us with all these partners. So, will there be sidekicks in Paper Mario the Origami King? I think so, and in fact, I'm about 95% sure of it. Now, will they be in the exact form that people wanted, and will they live up to people's expectations? Probably not. They're probably going to have some type of weird gimmick to them where they're not exactly the same and they don't work exactly like partners did in past games. But is it a step into the right direction? Of course it is. Finally, to have some type of partners, at least Nintendo knows what we wanted, and maybe they can work through this and work with it a lot more into the future and with their future titles and installments. Who knows? But I'm very excited to see what they do with this, and of course, I leave it to you guys. Do you think partners are coming in Paper Mario the Origami King? If so, are you okay with the fact that they might just be Bowser's minions? Does that bother you? Do you wish they all had personal identities? Personally, I do. I think that's always the best thing, to have them in gear and uniforms and their own special story with names instead of just Bomb and Koopa Troopa. But I still am excited. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, and also feel free to like the video if you enjoyed today, and subscribe if you guys are new to stay up to date on all things Nintendo Land, and hit that notification bell to be updated on whenever I post. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya, guys.